Hey, Shalom, Akib Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Kakodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai wherever it may be. This is a lesson through the Spirit. I was trying to get to this earlier today, but it looked like brothers had already beat me to it. But I came across this article yesterday and I shared it in the group chat with the brothers, and now it looked like brothers have took it and ran with it, which is your part, because this is serious, man. Okay, as this guy Trump, Trump says he will sign orders to prepare Guantanamo Bay for the worst undocumented migrants. And remember, going back to like the years between 2008 and 2012, Barack Obama was supposed to shut down Guantanamo Bay because they declared it inhumane and unconstitutional, which they send the worst of the worst criminals there, like so-called terrorists and, you know, people that threaten the United States and terrorists and etc. But this is what your boy Trump wants to do, man. All right. He wants to send people to Guantanamo Bay because, like we've been telling you, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, this is a war against our people, man. And you better believe that this will extend all the way down to the common Negro. All right? Because when they mention terrorists, if you pay attention to what's been happening in the news lately, so-called black and Hispanic men have been the new face of terror. From the whole Antioch shooting with that 17-year-old boy, citing he had anti-Sim views and he had anti-Sim viewpoints, and also he was a fan of Candace Owens. Also, they arrested some Jake maybe a week ago about saying no ill will against Trump, which technically I thought Trump was a advocate of free speech and constitutional rights. But why is he locking people up for just mere talking points if they disagree? Because like we told you, Trump, man, he's a mere dictator. All right, in his second term, hey, he's going to show them horns, man, and he's already doing it. Okay, because it says here, Guantanamo Bay for worst undocumented immigrants. And find out that ICE shit is real, because the brother from Atlanta, he got a testimony. He said that basically he saw a group of ICE agents to some degree, I believe. And I'm just kind of paraphrasing what he said. But he mentioned that he saw ICE. And I think they was parked in like some parking lot. And then, you know, coincidentally, it was around a group of so-called Hispanics. So shit is getting ready to turn up, because now he's targeting college students and Palestinians that protest against the small hats. He's signing bills and shit like that, or executive orders mentioning that anybody that speak out against the small hats, the so-called Jew, they're going to be detained or they're going to be locked up. And what are the chances that he's sending people to Guantanamo Bay? Okay, he mentioned it. He said even the worst criminals. And this does not extend only to so-called migrants, but he mentioned you Jakes right here in America that's stealing Kias and snatching grabs and all this other crazy stuff. So it's safe to say that, man, this dude is getting ready to show his horns, man, because this shit in hey, Google Guantanamo Bay. That's not a prison that you want to be locked up in. Okay, and you know, find out as well that a lot of these so-called Hispanic or Latin countries allegedly don't want to accept these people back. So under emergency declaration orders, he's justifying that to build up detention centers along the border wall. Okay, and I bought an article out maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe a day after he was inaugurated. Matter of fact, before he was inaugurated, that basically he's going to build up detention centers, and that they have contracts with private prisons to start building, which they already have over 700 active FEMA camps in America. So we heard. Okay, so hey, this may be the year that they may try to roll on us. Okay, this may be the year that we're not on YouTube anymore, because clearly if they pass that anti-Semitic bill, which we're not anti-Shemitic, how can we be anti what we are? Okay, we are Shemitic Hebrews. So how can we be anti against something when we actually are the people that the Bible talks about? Okay, but because of who we are, they're going to deem us anti-S, and they're going to lock us up under those false pretenses, man. So it says President Donald Trump said Wednesday he would sign an executive order and begin preparing the facility in Guantanamo Bay. All right. A naval base detained tens of thousands of the worst undocumented migrants. And like I said, this is going to go beyond just some typical migrant. Okay, this is gonna boil down to your everyday coming nigga on the street. Which, honestly speaking, I ain't against you niggas getting sent off to Guantanamo Bay, because you don't serve a purpose any goddamn way. But this ain't off the table for men like us. And lately, brothers been having a lot of visions. Like I had that vision last year that I was in a goddamn FEMA camp, man. And you know, it's not the first time I've had a vision I was in a concentration camp, but brothers have been having these visions rather frequently, okay? Because we are living in these times, man. And Donald Trump, hey, Elon Musk, like, you know, this guy does the Nazi salute and everybody turns a blind eye to it. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, what was the small hats and the outcry on that? Okay, because isn't the small hats in Nazi Germany supposed to be in conflict with one another? Huh? You see? But yet when it comes to the truth and speaking the words of the Heavenly Father, we're basically labeled, like the scriptures say, we will be an offscourging unto them that roughly paraphrase, we are offscourging into the world, and we are spectacle unto them that behold us, man. So things are getting ready to get real tough, brothers, man. So hey, you know, stay prayed up, stay circumspect, you know, watch how you move, you know, don't do shit stupid, don't be nowhere where you ain't supposed to be. And like, that's wild. You got a guy wheelchairing on the side of the highway. That's wild. It's craziness. But yeah, man, you know, just be very circumspect, brothers, man. You know, don't be nowhere that you're not meant to be. And you know, watch what you say, watch who you talk to. Okay, because hey, this shit is getting ready to get real. All right, the Lord is getting ready to test the chin. He's getting ready to test our chin and see if we really built for this. You know, because it's gonna get real scary in a minute when they get to rounding people up and banging on doors and, you know, shouting and yelling and holding people at gunpoint. Hey, this is gonna be the result of it. But we got Yahweh Shai to protect us, and ultimately the Lord is gonna raise up a standard for his men, you know, those that he chooses. All right. But it says the order which Trump said he will sign later Wednesday would instruct the Pentagon and the Department of Homeland Security to prepare 30,000 beds, which I thought this was against the Constitution, detaining somebody indefinitely. But under declaration of emergency orders, which I believe we are in a state of emergency, he can basically hold you indefinitely. You see? But it says here, at the site of the infamous U.S. military prison in Cuba, it says the president said to detain the worst criminals, illegal aliens threatening the American people. All right? It says so of them were so bad that they didn't even trust the countries to hold them because they don't want them coming back. So we're going to send them out to Guantanamo, Trump said. And this is going to be a justification for him to build more concentration camps in America. Okay? Because if they countries don't want them back, then that's all a ploy to get Jake set up. And this could be one of the reasons why they brought them over here, to start crime, to be justified on trying to send them back, to be justified on declaring emergency orders to lock up our people, man. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these migrants that came across the border, a lot of them are Hebrew Israelites, man. Okay, whether it be from Zebulun, Asher, Naphtali, okay, nonetheless, they are Hebrew Israelites, man, from the respective tribes. You even got Benjamin and Levi over here. You got all the tribes here, because the scriptures say that the tribes was going to link back up prior to the return of Yahweh Shai, man. And that was over here in the Americas. But it says here, this would double our capacity immediately, he said, calling it a tough place to get out of, meaning they're going to trap you in there. You know, they got guards everywhere and they're going to hold you indefinitely. So you ain't going to have no goddamn court day. But instead, why don't you just drop them off in the middle of nowhere, man, and just let them survive that way? But instead, you want to lock them up, because believe it or not, in these prisons, you're going to have torture devices. Okay, you're going to have chipping stations. And don't think for 1 second he's not going to try to chip them, because if they're unquote-unquote documented, which document means to have some identification, will make you think that they're not going to try to chip our people, because they know that these are the people of the Heavenly Father. It says Trump's remarks came just before he signed the Lack and Rally Act, a hardline immigration measure pushed through with the Democratic support, and the first law president have signed since the second term. Okay, so this is where we're at, man. And unfortunately, I can't read all this because I'm actually on the road. So I got a couple of videos I want to play, and I got a couple of precepts I want to give. But before I play the video, let me get this quick precept real quick. Revelation 2. And I'm going to start at verses 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. It says, behold, the devil should cast some of you into prison that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. It says, be ye faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So, hey, this will be the fate of some brothers, man. Okay, some brothers will have to, unfortunately, undergo these rigorous situations, but you have to understand that this is a test from the Heavenly Father. And if you are caught in these predicaments, you have to continue to believe in Yahweh Shai, because he's not going to let nothing happen to you that you can't handle. Okay, remember, even though we're going to be numbered among the transgressors, we're not going to get the judgment of the transgressor, because we're ultimately justified in the eyes of Yahweh Shai. And remember that the Heavenly Father and His Son, they are in complete control. So if you are caught up in the prison camps or the FEMA camps, I mean, yeah, it's not a good thing. It will be challenging, it will be rigorous, but don't think that the Lord sent you in there to just totally be unmerciful to you, man, because, hey, the Lord has the final say so. Okay, he has to say so whether Esau tortures you or whatever they do, mental torture, physical, we don't know. Okay, but we do know that a lot of you jakes, you are going to get tortured. Okay, and that's without a given. All right, this man is going to exercise medieval tactics on you jakes, because this is really the anger of the Heavenly Father, because, Jake, you play too much, man. All right, and it says here, he that have an ear, let him hear, and what the Spirit have said into the churches. He that overcometh should not be hurt of the second death. So, hey, brothers, just rejoice, man. Okay, this is very real. Things are getting ready to take a turn for the left. Our people are on, they declare war against us, man. And that's just what it is. So I'm gonna play this video. I got like 3 videos I want to play, and maybe I can read some more of the article, which is pretty much saying the same thing, and then we'll end it.
Crackdown. In the breaking news tonight, the president is now planning to send tens of thousands of undocumented migrants to Guantanamo Bay. It comes as our Pierre Thomas witnessed a raid that began just before dawn this morning. In fact, raids from Baltimore to Aurora, Colorado tonight. But our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has just learned tonight about where those undocumented migrants will be held at Guantanamo Bay. We took you to the prison holding terrorists there, right here on this broadcast. Tonight there are still terrorists there, and now undocumented migrants soon on the way. Here's Pierre.
Tonight, ABC News given access to an immigration raid.
We'll shut it down, we'll collapse on it.
Played out just before dawn near Baltimore. We're riding along with a tactical team led by ICE officers, along with ATF and the DEA. They're on a mission. Within minutes, we're on stakeout.
So we have 4 targets so far this morning. The first target is convicted of robbery.
2 hours go by as agents stalk the first suspect.
And all this shit is a psyop, man, to target our people, man. Okay, these are created conflicts, man. Okay, I don't believe for 1 second that they brought those people over here, or they didn't bring them over here for nefarious cause. A lot of them men that you see for Guatemala, a lot of those are paid agitators, man. And you know the fucked up part about it is that you got Iranian nationals over here that's coming through the border with air-to-surface missiles, man. Why aren't they being carted off into Guantanamo Bay? Or why are those Chinese nationals, those African nationals, the men that walked across the border and stated that, oh yeah, you're gonna see very soon, why ain't they being targeted? But why is our people being targeted? Because this is the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Apostle Tahar deemed that last year. This is the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Lord's will be the year of our deliverance. But hey, Apostle Tahar was spot on with that. Show you that the Lord is dealing, because hey, I can say in my humble opinion that I believe that Jacob's trouble started. Okay, just off this here and off them rounding our people up, that's part of the prophecy. That's Second Esdras 16, starting at verses 68 on down, that they was going to feed our people with things being offered into idols. They was going to cast some of them out of their homes and take their goods. That's started, man. And you Keishas, guess what? You getting ready to get caught up in that shit too. So hey, man, this devil ain't going to play fair. It's not going to be fair. Okay, it's going to be slanderous. It's going to be venomous. It's just going to be all over the place, and it's not a good look. All right, but we understand that we ought to undergo this, because this is what Yahweh Shai said that will happen. So you know we have to go through it. You know, it's just what it is. Okay, the Lord said it, so you know it is what it is.
Suddenly, it's go time. Police surround the suspect, who they say tried to escape. We see him sitting on the curb, handcuffed.
I need you to go get my car. I just got pulled over.
90 minutes later, ICE arresting another suspect in Baltimore. They say a convicted drug dealer who sold fentanyl and cocaine. He's among the more than 1,000 ICE arrests of undocumented migrants in the last 24 hours.
The standpoint of ICE is simple. If you've been convicted of those kind of crimes, you're not leaving the country.
But ICE acknowledges some undocumented migrants who don't have convictions are also being arrested.
Yeah, so the worst go first.
Everyone's on the table. So if we go arrest this dude and there's another person next to him who's also here illegally, we're going to start asking questions. And, if we determine that person's illegal, they're coming with us.
Arrests taking place across the...
So that's the thing. They'll lock your ass up, predicate on what you look like, and then they'll take you through an inconvenient process to see if you're illegal or not. So for you Northern Kingdom brothers out there, have your identification on you at all times. I don't give a fuck if you're going to take out the trash. Have your identification on you, man, for real, because they're grabbing up anybody that looks like any Northern Kingdom. Hey, they grabbing up Jake too. All right, so hey, don't say you wasn't warned. This shit is getting ready to pop. It's happening. All right, let's go here.
Planning and to instruct the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security to begin preparing the 30,000 person migrant facility at Guantanamo Bay. Most people don't even know about it. We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. Some of them are so bad we don't even trust the countries to hold them because we don't want them coming back, so we're going to send them out to Guantanamo. This will double up.
Yeah, and them people gonna die in there, okay, because they're gonna get tortured. And on top of that, the inmates in there, these are some of the worst hardened criminals. Okay, that's a fucking black site. And another thing too, when I watch the TikTok video, if you read the comments, these people hate our people, man. So for you stupid meathead wetback Mexican niggas out there, you're seeing how the so-called white man who you just so in love with feels about your asses, man. Okay, the so-called white man don't give a shit about you, man. Okay, he hates you, and this proves it. If you can find a TikTok video I just posted, read the comments. They don't give a damn about you, man. They don't care about you. Why you try to come over here and fit in with them, and come against your so-called black counterpart? The so-called white man want to see you out of here, man, because they look at it like this. They're like, look, man, we took your shit. Go. When Esau's the really illegal alien, okay. That's funny how that's the pot calling the kettle black, but this Esau's a goddamn hypocrite. Just want to put that out there.
Capacity immediately, right? And tough. That's a tough place to get out of. Today's signings bring us one step closer to eradicating the scourge of migrant crime in our communities once and for all. And it was just it's just an unforced error that we even have to be doing this. Now we need Congress to provide full funding for the complete and total restoration of our sovereign borders, as well as financial support to remove record numbers of illegal aliens. And these are illegal alien killers, criminals at levels that nobody's ever seen before. And you would have known that, and you were there when I said it. I said everybody that's bad is going to be thrown. If you look at Venezuela's crime is down 77% because they've taken their gang members, their prisoners, their drug dealers, their drug lords. They've shipped them all into the United States. Many other countries, their crime is way down, and our crime is not doing well. But we're going to have it do really well very soon, and we're shipping all these people back where they came from.
Hey, and remember, you heard what he just said. He said crime is down 80% elsewhere. So before they got here, crime was pretty bad in America, okay? You got Esau, which commits majority of the crime, but crime was pretty bad here. So that's the buzzword of saying we going to get all you niggas, man. And they going to get their own people too eventually. Because there will be kickback. People will rise up against this. Trust me. This may set Jake off, man. But trust me, when he's saying that, he's talking about getting you niggas too. Okay, because he said it. He said, you people that live here, you going too. Okay, crime ain't just skyrocket when they got over here. It's been bad. So they gonna do a sweep, man. So hey, expect to see troops in. Hey, however they gonna do it, it's not looking too good for our people. And y'all ass was warned.
I've seen a lot of people confused about the fact that Native Americans are being picked up by ICE, and they're like, where are they even going to deport them to? Oklahoma? I need you to get like 2 steps ahead. Mass deportations is exactly how it started in 1930s Germany, until they conveniently realized that they had nowhere to actually deport these people to. So what did they do? They invested in building detention centers, which we now know as concentration camps. That's exactly what they did. There's a reason that Native Americans were brought up in the birthright citizenship argument. It was not a mistake that Native Americans were picked up. They are planning for it. They are also going to use the excuse that Mexico is turning away all of the deportees as another reason why they need to build more detention centers. And don't get me wrong, I'm not mad at Mexico. Other countries need to be fighting back as well. That's not the point of this. But they are going to use it as an excuse to give government contracts to private prison companies to build more detention centers. That is the plan. It is why private prison companies are investing so heavily in congresspeople's campaign funds, and why congresspeople are investing so heavily in private prison systems stocks. AOC literally just commented on this. That is the plan. The plan is concentration camps. They are going to find loopholes in laws like the Patriot Act, which allow for people to be stripped of their due process if it's a national security concern. And they're going to find loopholes like the 13th Amendment that allows for slavery in prison. And they're going to use those loopholes to charge these people with crimes that have life sentences, no due process, and they are going to use them for slave labor. They are planning concentration camps. Please get ahead.
There you go. One more precept and I got to get in here to this meeting. Isaiah 32:7, it says, the instruments of the troll are evil, and he wiseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. Yeah, they're making shit up as they go, but you know, this is part of their justification. And it says, even when the needy speak right? And we're speaking out right because we're exposing this shit. All right, so hey, that don't extol to them. Hey, they coming after us too. So you guys out there that thought it was sexy to be a Hebrew Israelite, let's see how sexy it is when they come kicking down doors and shit looking for people. You know? So, 2nd Ezra 16, and I'm going to start at verses 68. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they should take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered to idols. And they consent unto them should be had in derision and reproach and trodden under foot. And we're witnessing. It says, for that should be in every place, and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. And they should be like madmen, sparing none, because they're going to unalive a lot of you just off the rip. Sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. It says, for they should waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they should be tried as gold in the fire. So here we go, man. But with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Lord's will, you will edify to the